I experienced firsthand what was going on there. What I went through is not important. I need to get this message out. This was not a natural disaster. This was a direct energy attack on the people and the place of Maui. They came in and they took control. There were trees standing and the buildings gone. This system, this weather system, came in from the mountains, from the east. That does not happen. They were not telling people anything. They were not letting people in to help. And they were letting people go in to get burned alive. There were people burning alive in the streets. There were people dead in the water. There were hundreds, if not thousands, of people that died. What they're telling you in the news is not true, and I lived it firsthand. Not to bring fear, this is to educate the darkness that is being hidden. And soon people are to see.
Lack of warning.
No alarms, no warning, nothing. Not even police rolling by telling us to evacuate or anything.
Hawaii actually claims the largest integrated outdoor warning siren system in the world, and the state's governor told us,
"We'll know soon whether or not they did enough to get those sirens going."
Phone alerts and local TV radio broadcasts did go out, though around the time power and cell service were down.
We felt like we were winning. We were keeping it at bay, keeping it off of the properties. The water shut off. Even the firemen that were patrolling couldn't refill their trucks. The fire just grew. The sparks started blowing over and it just beat us in the end.
Is the deadliest in modern U.S. history, and people aren't only sad, they're pissed off. With the death toll reaching at least 96 people so far, but that number is also likely to rise as the search and cleanup operations continue, because reportedly just 3% of Lahaina's charred ruins have been searched so far. And so now the cleanup process has begun, and state officials say that it will likely take weeks, if not months, to clean up toxic materials left over from the fire, starting with the most urgent hazards like propane tanks, and then moving on to all the ash and rubble that may contain stuff like lead paint, asbestos, and arsenic. But for many displaced residents, the lack of access to PPE is the least of their worries, with a number of them telling Insider that they're increasingly desperate for first aid, food, and water, and feeling abandoned by their government. You have local volunteers with no experience in disaster management helping to coordinate supply drops and organizing neighborhood patrols to keep one another safe, with one resident even saying, "I had to talk to pilots that got grounded with our medical supplies who were stuck on the Big Island because the Department of Health stopped them from transporting insulin." And the road closures have also caused a lot of grief for people just trying to get back to their homes, with reportedly a near riot breaking out between cops and about 100 residents after police closed off access to a highway leading to Lahaina. And elsewhere, you have local authorities reportedly struggling to maintain order, with a co-owner of a Lahaina bar saying, "There's some police presence, there's some military presence, but at night, people are being robbed at gunpoint."
Take a real close listen to what the governor of Hawaii had to say about the fires.
Of the destruction of Lahaina, it does appear like a bomb and fire went off. It does appear like a bomb and fire went off. All of those buildings virtually are going to have to be rebuilt. It will be a new Lahaina in its own image, its own values. That's going to be billions of dollars. We are so coordinated with state, county, and federal support that it took less than a quarter of a day, 6 hours, to get the approval from the president to bring those resources in. This was, of course, a shock to see a hurricane and its winds. I think that we're seeing this for the first time in many different parts of the world. I've been contacted by several governors across the country to share their experiences in a time where global warming is combined with strengthening.
So let's just go over a few of the red flags that he said. Very coordinated. Bomb and fire went off. All we will need to rebuild is billions of dollars in its own likeness and own image with its own values. What does that even mean? And it's so coordinated with state, county, and federal support that within less than 6 hours they got approval from the president to bring resources, hurricane-type winds that just happened to be the same time as the bomb-like fire. Governors calling to share their experience. So we start the press conference out with bombs and explosions, then set up how we're going to get some smart cities in Hawaii, and then we end it with 2030 propaganda of global warming. Right.
The drone footage of the absolute devastation of Lahaina. This is where a wildfire occurred. Wildfires don't do this. In the middle of this mass devastation, which looks like an explosion happened, there are trees that are standing. There are telephone poles that are standing. But it's okay because the governor said it was climate change. This is the same governor who said that the state is looking for ways to acquire Lahaina. There are investors and realtors who are actively calling these individuals who have lost everything and asking them if they can buy their land. To the left. Next month in September, Hawaii is hosting a digital government summit utilizing AI to govern the island. In January, there is set to be a smart city conference in Maui to change everything over to electric and to discuss how to make the island a 15-minute city, a 15-minute island. Okay, yeah, but let's just continue to make it rain on the crane. This is creating a problem so that they can present a solution. Instagram, don't forget the little ticker at the bottom.
Maui strong. Donation on donations. If you guys don't know, the government withholding every single one of our donations because we are not a part of FEMA and Red Cross. So none of this is eligible for giving out. Tell me why. I have no freaking clue. But Maui, we out here. Lahaina, we trying to help you guys, bro, but they not letting us. But we're gonna keep pumping. All this stuff gonna get there, bro. 5 containers are behind the Ritz. Carlton, if you can get there and you really need the stuff, crack that lock. That's for you guys. That's for you guys. Spread the word. Lahaina behind the Ritz, 5 containers full of stuff.
People here are suffering. There's not enough supplies. There's not enough food. There's not enough water. There's not enough gas. Not enough propane. There's nothing here. There are people that are trying to bring all of these things in right now, currently, as we speak. About 2 minutes ago, somebody just told me that they got turned away, regardless if they are a resident of Lahaina, regardless if they're a resident of Honokohau Valley, which I am from, and even people that live in Kahokuloa, which is closest to a lot of these roadblocks, are having a hard time even getting to their own homes. Now, the question is, and this is something similar that's been happening at Honolua Bay this recent time, when we had the means to save and protect and prevent a catastrophe from happening. The public did, but our state and our federal government, like the Coast Guard, they denied us access to go and help. Now they're doing the same thing again at these roadblocks, denying people access to bring in supplies, just supplies for people to live. And I get it that they don't want to let all these people in because they're already spread thin, and it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It is a decimated area. I can't even tell you what the things that I've seen, and people want to leave. There are people here that want to leave, but they don't have gas to put in their car to leave. People are trying to bring gas in so that these people can just jump in their car and leave Lahaina. Take away the strain from the shelters, take away the strain from the food and water that they're taking from when they have a place that they can go to.
Hawaiian government officials in the areas that were just affected by the wildfires passed a law saying that that land could not be redistricted for new building permits unless some type of a serious natural disaster occurred. Serious natural disaster occurred. And what did we have happen through those 3 districts of very sacred land to the Hawaiians? A very serious natural disaster. I'm not going to get into space lasers and all of that shit, but people called their insurance companies after the fire, and the insurance companies, for the first time, informed them that there was zoning infractions on their land, so they would not honor their insurance policies. And within 24 hours of these people losing their homes, the same developers who the Hawaiian elders fought in court to have that law passed are already calling these people and making them offers for their homes. This is what happens when the government sticks their fingers in everything. The government's in the insurance industry. They're talking to people who are paying for their campaigns, which are the buyers of this land. And they say to these people, hey, let us know when they call you to get their insurance claims, and let us know when you deny them, so we can then give them a call right away and scoop in and swoop in and be the heroes. So they're going to get this land that they're going to develop into millions of dollars worth of property, and the Hawaiian elders are going to get fuck all. They're going to get screwed over. And this happens everywhere. There's too many coincidences for this not to be shady. Wake up.
Investors and realtors calling the families who lost their home, offering to buy their land. How dare you do that to our community right now?
First off, I'd like to thank the good people at Tianjin Smelting and Mining and Donuts and Tops for neutralizing our wonderful, deadly new lard lead.
Yeah, that's great.
They'll grow back. The time for mourning and blaming our mayors has passed. We will rebuild. We will rebuild.
We will rebuild. We will rebuild. We will rebuild.
We will rebuild. We will rebuild.
It's like, just wait. Everybody, like, just wait until our people find out the truth. They know how powerful we all are together. And if everybody knew what really happened, and if we all stood up against it, it's done. Especially as islanders, do you know how unified we all are? We're a unit. I'm gonna share the photo, but y'all, did y'all know that they shut the water off? They shut all the water off. So I seen a video saying like, oh, this smart man used the water hose to fight off the fire from his house. Everybody tried. The water was off. Not only that, all the children were home because school was canceled that day. They were all home. And the parents weren't there to evacuate them.